Welcome, welcome, ladies. I have a special treat for you today. We are here with Tammy Durden. And Tammy Durden works with online service businesses and helps them take their business to the next level so that they can, in turn, help us entrepreneurs and solopreneurs get to the next level as well. So I'm really excited on the information that we're going to hear today. So, welcome, Tammy.
Thank you. I really appreciate being invited to your podcast today. So thank you for that.
Yes. So, I guess I always want my aspiring entrepreneurs to know, how did you get started in your business? And also explain a little bit about how your business works.
Sure. I actually started over 15 years ago. I was homeschooling three children at the time, and I had become disabled from MS and then later lupus, and wasn't able to work outside of the home any longer. And so I really needed something I could do from home. And so I started my virtual assistant business. And through that, I knew that if I ever had enough work, I wanted to empower other disabled professionals, because it's so difficult when you're disabled to find good jobs. And especially back then, it was still very much the Wild West, online. You never knew if it was going to be somebody taking advantage or not. And so I was able to build a team and empower a lot of disabled professionals to work with me. And then we transitioned into a digital marketing agency because the need became so great that we just, took more courses and got educated and became a digital marketing agency, a small one, but yeah, it was great. And I really enjoyed it. But I also was teaching and coaching on the side. So by the end of 2020, I had to exit the agency so that I could do coaching full time. And I just absolutely love it. So I help other online entrepreneurs be able to scale up or grow their businesses.
And I just want to give you take a moment and just applaud you for taking a disability and using it as your power and reaching out to other disabled individuals and empowering them and the gifts that they have. That is fantastic. That is really good.
Thank you. I know that it was God inspired. He
Mm.
provided the work and he provided everything for us to be able to move forward in it. And I knew nothing about business. I had come from entrepreneurial parents, but I had never learned anything about how to run a business or anything like that. So I had to learn a lot.
Yeah, the learning curve can be steep, and it is interesting how I know a number of women. We have entrepreneurial parents. I also have a lot of number of entrepreneurs in my family, but it's not passed on. It's like,
No.
okay, I figured it out, and this is where I am. And of course, part of that is that sometimes you can know something, but you can't teach it.
No, that's true. Very true.
And so this is what we're here for. We're here to teach women how to get to the next level. And so
That's
tell me more about your coaching, how you coach these women or men, or exactly who do you coach and what?
I do mostly coach female entrepreneurs, and that can be virtual assistants, it can be digital marketers, it can be other freelancers, graphic designers. It really doesn't matter. And actually, I have a new client who's a doctor and starting her online, holistic services. And so that's really exciting. So it can be just about in a number of different areas. But because I have the marketing experience as well as the business experience, I can help them anywhere from startup on through building a team and an agency of their own if they desire to do that.
What a trailblazer. So I mean, you started from zero. So this is inspiring, ladies. She started from zero, no idea about business or business experience, and said, "This is something that I need to do to put food on my plate to to get to
Indeed.
the next level." And now you're bringing other people and women along. Fantastic. Um, I am so excited to hear that you work with VAs because we did chat a little bit, and I have said that I've looked for freelancers and VAs. I actually stopped putting out the call for VAs because I found myself training some people who said they understood what I was talking about, and then the end results were they had no idea what I was asking them to do. And my background is teaching, so I'm very detailed in the notes that I write out. And now you're telling me that you help them get to the next level and really work with kind of solopreneurs like myself. What does that look like?
Well, there's a lot of ways I do that. Now, I will say I also work with an online freelance university, which is amazing as well. And I have partnered with them for years and helped provide teaching and instruction there. It's called freelanceu.com if anybody's interested, but you can get training from virtual assistant to graphic design to online marketing. So you get it all for one little price, which is amazing because most of the time it's one course is what they're charging or more. So I always recommend if somebody can to make sure they have the skills and get the skills. If you're looking for qualified people, I also say go to that directory because they do have a directory. And the reason I say that is, first of all, if they're taking additional training and upping their skills constantly, and also staying on top of the industry needs, then that's somebody you want in your corner because they're willing to learn, right? They're teachable, which is hugely important working with any virtual assistant. They need to be able to take instruction and understand your communication. And so that's why I often recommend that community to other online entrepreneurs looking for help or freelancers because to me, it just shows a number of things. It shows initiative, it shows that they're teachable, and that they are staying up to date and upping their skills. And so that's somebody that you want in your corner.
You also help. You also have a group of freelancers and VAs that you work with. And what is the kind of work you do with them, or how are you helping them up level?
Yes, well, I do it in a number of different ways. I offer one-on-one coaching packages or programs from 3 to 6 months. And if they want to continue after that, we can. But I also offer mastermind groups, and which is something that's fantastic. I right now have that open again. I don't always have it open, and so I do have some spots in there right now again for the online mastermind groups. And for those who really can't afford one-on-one coaching, it's a great alternative because you do get time. We go for like 90 minutes, sometimes more if needed, but everybody gets a turn to say or talk about an issue, or we help encourage each other. It's just an amazing group of women on there. And you can bring your problems or struggles, and we also have a Facebook group, so even during the week, and we meet every Friday, and it's just very encouraging and we also make great referral connections because a lot of people aren't doing the same exact thing in that group.
Mhm.
And so when somebody, has a client that needs something that they don't provide, they definitely go to the group because they know that they're qualified and skilled.
So if I'm coming to you as a VA and I say, well, I've got a few clients here and there. I'm getting by. Why would I need coaching? I mean, I'm just the hands-on person. Why do I need to be coached?
Sure. Well, first of all, everybody I think needs a business coach. The most successful people in the world have business coaches, and it helps them. And it keeps you accountable, to attaining your goals. It helps you up level your skills at times, as well as learn how to bring on a team member if you get enough work. Do you want to get more work than you're doing now? And if you do, how will you handle that? And so we look at a number of things. We talk about your financial goals as well, and how you can reach those. But if we don't set goals and and things, and have some accountability, yeah,
Mm,
we'll just keep getting by.
I like
And
that.
if
I like
that's
that.
what you want to do, then that's fine. But if you want to actually take the business further, then I would highly suggest a coach of some sort.
I like that. Having goals and setting these goals, not just financial, but up leveling yourself and your skill set. And communication is a big factor with
Yeah.
VAs, freelancers, and the people that they provide the service to.
Hmm.
Now, I also want to emphasize to the fempreneurs who have started out and they are doing their business and they look at everything. I often talk to them and I say, "Oh, well, why don't you hire somebody for this job?" And they're like, "No, no, no, I can do it myself."
Hmm.
And while that is great, and I've been there, a do-it-yourselfer, when you're ready to get to the next level, and sometimes the next level may come to you, you start getting more and more clients and you're still running around doing stuff on Canva and doing, the smaller jobs that could be
Hmm.
outsourced so that you can really flourish and really shine in your business. And it's all about, doing the part that you love
Yes.
and just handing some of the other bits and pieces over to someone who is qualified to do so. Yeah.
The other thing that I would only add to that is that often when we try to do it ourselves, either we're not really qualified and it takes us twice as long, or also think about how much you make an hour versus how much you could pay somebody. And so that time that you're spending to do that task, you could pay somebody much less than what the amount of time that you're spending. So there's a lot of reasons for it, but those are some other reasons as well. And I love the ones that you said too.
Yes, excellent, excellent. And it's learning. It's this learning process of how to work with someone else and communicate with them so that they can help you grow your business. That
Yes.
is key. That is key. And that's what we want. We want women to get to the next level. You had asked me what it is that I do. And I don't usually in the interview, talk about my business, but what I do is I want women to be more visible. First of all, my mission is to make women more visible. So what I do is not only interviews, but I work with them building their confidence so they can get on camera and show up for their business because those videos are what sell. Those videos are what grab people attention and get them to know you and connect with you. And I connect with you because I see we have a similar mission. My heart goes out to especially multilingual and multicultural women who might feel held back by an accent or the way they speak, or maybe they might make a mistake and they don't even know that they're making a mistake in a big presentation. And you have pulled together a team of people who are, as we say, disabled, but I say specially talented. Now, that's very courageous. And tell me more about this team.
Sure. Now, today, that's the team I had when I did virtual assistant digital marketing work, and they were amazing.
Okay.
And one I even set up for her own business. I gave her some things to be able to do it on her own. But the thing is, and if you don't know a lot of disabled people, a lot of them lack confidence, first of all, because they're not getting out there. So by doing this, and many had never worked before because they were disabled for a long period of time. But by doing the work, that gives them confidence. It helps them see they can do this. And so I loved watching them grow in their confidence and their skill, and just helping them on those levels. And really enjoyed getting to know some different people, and just encouraging them that they can do it, that they can get out there, and that they can do these things.
And I really want this message to reach everyone, to see how capable you are. The thing that you have could be a disability only in your mind. Don't let it stop you.
That's right. I often say we're all disabled, but
Yeah,
some you see more than others.
right.
So we all have disabilities in some way.
Can I ask you personally? You told us that you struggled with MS,
Yes.
and you added, I didn't miss that. You added lupus.
And I've added a few more things since then. But yes, unfortunately, when you have one autoimmune disease, you often get more than one through the years. So,
Oh,
because your system is attacking itself basically, and that creates other issues too. So, yes.
and building this phenomenal business foundation during that struggle, what was that like? And I ask because I want other people to be inspired.
Well, I will say, when I first got sick that first year, or when I had my first major flare with MS, that first year was horrific because I kept having them every few months and being on tons and tons of steroids and all of that. And you never knew what one day was going to be like to the next. And for
Steroids.
those of you with that and understand, or have a chronic illness and understand that every day is different, I understand that. And I often tell disabled professionals it's okay to work from bed. I do that quite often. And that's okay. You're still getting out there and you're doing it. So, I have to do that some days, and that's okay. And so I give permission. A lot of people don't think they should, or they don't want to, and I fought that for a long time. I got dressed in my professional outfits and went to the into my office, and all those things, and pushed myself until I realized there were days I just couldn't do that anymore.
Mm.
So yeah. And with MS, it's relapsing, remitting often in the first you're diagnosed with, and then it becomes more progressive, so that you're no longer having the major flares necessarily, but you're slowly losing abilities. And often you don't realize it till you go to use it again. So just simple things like dexterity, or, just little things that you didn't realize, yesterday you could tie your shoes, today's you can't, so little things like that, that you just don't realize. But there's a lot of people out there who struggle with autoimmune, with chronic illness and all of that, and they think they can't work at all. And I just encourage you that it is possible. There's a lot of ways to do it.
It is possible. Ladies, hear that? Ladies, men, everyone, it is possible. And we just need to carry that message on to the families. Whoever believes, oh, your dreams are not possible because of XYZ. No, no, no. Your dreams are possible. Just have the courage to start dreaming them. And you have people who will help you pave the way, like Tammy Durden.
I happily would help them, definitely. The other thing that I learned too in my years, especially for those with chronic illnesses, is that my definition of success isn't necessarily your definition of success.
Mm.
And I think that a lot of people try to compare themselves with others, and they see people saying, oh, I'm making 7, 8 figures and all these things. And I think that success can be different for everyone. And so setting that up front and those goals and what that means to you. For me, working from bed and earning an income is success. That is great success. For others, they may have other things that they want to accomplish and do, and that's great. But I think it's different for everybody, and especially for those with chronic illnesses.
Yeah, from what you told me, success could be just being able to get out of bed today and
True.
enjoy the day. So this is good. Or working and still being productive from bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, this is empowering. Thank you for that. And I always ask about the impact you want to have, but I see the impact that you're having. Tell me more about the impact that you want to have, because I can tell that you're a person that wants to continually grow and up level.
Definitely. I just love, I guess, getting the word out to women. I had a very difficult childhood and had a lot of things that happened in my childhood. And then with the disabilities and the other things in my life is not easy. And I often say, life isn't fair, but God is faithful. And that is kind of my life motto because it's very true. And that is something I had to learn. I didn't grow up in faith. I didn't grow up in the church or anything like that. And I have a husband who's a pastor now. So talk about God doing miracles. He did in my life, at least. And so I think, he did tell me at one point I would be speaking in front of people. And that terrifies me. I was like, Moses, can you send my sister? But he takes us one step at a time, doesn't he?
Yes, yes, it
So,
is.
and I think that with my business experience too, just helping women to be real and be who they are in their faith and
Mhm.
in their business daily, showing up and being that for each other too, and reaching out to one another and encouraging each other. There's too much negative out there in the world.
Mm.
So let's help hold each other up and be encouraging for one another. So whatever form that takes, I'll be there.
And do you have any advice for someone who is newly started in their business? They're looking at you and saying, wow, Tammy is a powerhouse. She's overcome this and these obstacles in her life, but I can't do that, because I hear that a lot.
Mm.
What advice do you have for that person who's kind of rerouting in their mind why they can't accomplish great things?
I just encourage you, because my head said that a lot too. And God just took me a step at a time. Get people around you who encourage you and are positive and feedback into you, even if your family doesn't understand what you're doing or understand why you're doing it. Just surround yourself with others, whether online or in networking events and things like that, to encourage you. And then take it a step at a time. Don't feel like you're not making progress, because it takes a while. It really does take a while to get out there. And I just, if you can get a coach and hire a coach, great, do that. Because they will help take you further in a shorter period of time and help you maybe not hit some of the failures that we all hit as we were trying to start our businesses, but we can help you try to avoid those missteps as well. Everybody's going to have some failures, but it's what we learn from them and what you can learn from others' failures as well. So
Yes, 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 yes. Mistakes are okay. I always say mistakes are the building blocks of a business, let alone life.
mm,
And this is very inspiring. And I'm so glad that you joined me today for this interview. And just as we close, just give me the name of your business, and I will be posting the links in the and other information near the video.
great. It's Fearless Business Boss, and that's just, the same URL.com.
Fear.
So, and I'm on Facebook quite often, so you can also connect with me on there.